Okay, we are live. Good afternoon or good morning, wherever you are, and welcome to mine and America's Hat review of season one of the Harley Quinn animated show. And quite frankly, I'm just going to say it straight away. This is the best show on TV at the moment. I love it. I love everything about it. But let's, for those of you that haven't seen it, be warned. I recommend that you have seen it because it's just going to be spoilers, lots and lots of spoilers. In fact, Jason, I'm going to go over to you in a second because I'm going to put a banner here that says spoiler. Oh, it's gone. I'm all alone. Oh dear, his internet died just as we went live. I'm going to put big spoilers anyway, just to be on the safe side. Nobody's watching, so I can say anything I like. I like fingering badgers, badgers up the bum. So let me add this, make sure people know. Spoilers. Okay, spoilers all here. Yes. And, oh, and Jason's computer just randomly shut off. It died on him. He's dead. All right, well, what I'll do then, while his shit reboots, let's just quickly go over the premise of the show, and then we'll go into more in-depth discussion. It's not going to be that long of a live stream. Could end up just doing the whole thing on my own. I've got no friends here. But basically, mega super uber popular character Harley Quinn gets her own animated show, and this is all about her going alone. She dumps the Joker after years of him treating her like shit, and it's like, I'm gonna make my own team and I'm gonna get into the Legion of Doom by myself and all this pish, and get rid of all this nasty beard hairs everywhere. And so she goes it alone. You know, it does a really good job of obviously highlighting the abusive relationship that her and Joker were in. Well, she was a receiver of the abuse, let's be honest, but also how manipulative the Joker can be and how easy it is for her to fall into these traps. And he's back, he's on his phone.
Dude, like as soon as you said, "All right, let's go," like my computer just shut off. I'm like, it was plugged in all night. I'm like, what just happened?
CIA, mate, the CIA
So,
got yeah.
all right,
Yeah, now your phone's frozen. And he's dead again. Oh, no, there he is. Oh,
dude, I
hang
don't know
on.
what
Yeah.
you got me.
Yeah, I think America's hat is causing you signal problems, mate.
I feel like that Pokemon. What's the Pokemon with like the big ears that like has?
uh,
Dude,
Hufflepuff or whatever. I don't know. Jigglypuff.
no, he's got like big ears and I don't know. I saw him in the movie, like in the Detective Pikachu movie. I don't know.
My knowledge of Pokemon is size of my penis. This much. So yeah, it's not that great. I was just giving a brief description of the show. I thought while you're joining in again, I'll just quickly describe what the show about was, and it was just basically Harley Quinn going solo. She emancipates herself from her abusive relationship with the Joker, though of course he does his best to win her back at times, and then again screws her over along the way. But yeah, Jason, have your thoughts on? Well, I mean, we could always start. I can't remember each episode off by heart, so I'm not going to go episode by episode.
Now
Um,
we can talk about it like an arc, like just kind of go through the motions of like.
yeah,
I mean, like I really thought the show was great. Like this is comedy done at like this is comic book comedy done at its best. Now there are a couple dips and ups and downs, but honest and truly, I feel like that this was a good example of, hey, we can do comedy and we could do a Deadpool show. We could do and they don't have to be afraid of this stuff. You know what I mean? Like this is what I was always saying about Young Justice was that they weren't afraid to appeal to the older audience, and they're reaping the benefits because they have a great show.
Yep, I totally agree. I think I've got to give massive praise to Warner Brothers here for deciding to do this. They know their audience. We've discussed this before, but they know their audience. They don't have a. There's no point in trying to trying to gear things towards kids. That's Disney's job. It's not Warner Brothers' job anymore, which is why even the Birds of Prey film was R-rated, because they know their audience. Okay, the film, it didn't flop. Let's just be clear. It's not a flop. It's not a success, but it's not a flop either. It's made its money back. So let's just get that out of the way. But Joker was R-rated. It was a huge success. So they know their audience. They know what they're going for. Obviously, you pick and choose. You don't need Batman and Wonder Woman and things like that to be R-rated. It just doesn't fit with their ethos. So Harley Quinn, they took a punt, and rather than going down the PG route or the kiddie route, they just went full on R-rated, and it was fantastic. It's just been just the funniest. I can't remember the last time I watched a show where I've laughed to the point where my ribs are gonna explode. That's how good the humor is in this. And yeah, if we're talking like little arcs and things like that, what were your thoughts on Harley Quinn and the Joker's kind of relationship dynamics in the show?
I mean, at the very first episode, it was kind of annoying because it's like, how do I'm always one of those people that are like, how do you keep going back to this stupid dummy that that just treats you like crap and everything like that? Like, I'm one of those people that are like, if you're being abused, move on. But I mean, it was in service of the show and everything like that, so I saw that there. But as the show went on, you kind of it serviced the character of Harley Quinn, because by the end of the show, as we all saw, she was she was her own person, and she no holds barred. So
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think like the relationship dynamic between the two was it's very telling. Like obviously, having been around people who have been in abusive relationships, it's actually not that far off. Obviously, minus the big cartoon violent aspects of it. But in terms of the psychological manipulation, and people always scream, "Why are you going back?" And it's like, it's just one of those things. Oh, look, we're joined by America's other hat. Okay, we're gonna have a bit of echo here.
Yeah, sorry about that. Okay,
it's okay. It's all right. It's because I had your one there. So, there we go. All right.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Well, yeah, I can hear you just fine. Yeah, I thought it was done really well. Like it is, people always do tend to fall into those traps in abusive relationships of going back, and so I thought that was really good. That being said, there was also, the sweet kind of on the side relationship between Poison Ivy and Kite Man.
Oh, Kite Man,
which is great. And I think on that we might as well let's just break down the characters. I think that's the easiest way to kind of talk about this show. And first of all, your thoughts on Harley Quinn and Katie Cuocho's performance.
In the beginning, it was a little jarring because the only real Harley Quinn interaction I've ever had was either live action or the animated series.
Yeah.
So I mean, as you can tell, this was a little bit jarring, but I quickly grew to love it, and honestly, I like the original actress who plays Harley Quinn, but they've definitely got a successor here. I mean, I would not be upset if every Harley Quinn from here on was Katie Kudo. Is that her name? I don't remember. Hot chick from
Casey Cuoco.
Yeah. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, she did a great job, and I was I'm one of those traditionalists where it's like, oh, you're gonna change the voice on me. But it's like, she did great. She won me over in the first episode. I mean, sometimes it'll take me up to 4 or 5 episodes to get used to a new Batman voice. Like after when they started coming out with the DC animated movies, it took a lot to get used to anyone who was not Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
That's why it's like, and so eventually I got used to it, um, but yeah. But I don't know. I really liked this Harley Quinn. I really liked this version. I got right on board with her, and I thought she was great. I mean, this is proof that we can do these things that are not Batman centric. I mean, it is to have Batman in it, but it's not Batman centric. It's
Yeah.
not Superman centric. It's Justice League centric. One of the DC animated movie problems that I see sometimes is that they're not willing to take the wild swings, and
Yeah.
put their all into it. Like, I mean, you've always got to have, like even like the Justice League movies have to have Batman in it. Even the Superman movies have to have Batman in it. It's like, let's just
Yeah.
take a swing and like, I hope they
Well,
kind of,
Justice League Dark is a prime example.
yeah, they only threw Batman in there because they needed Batman in there to sell it. And
Yeah.
I mean, Batman did make sense to be in that movie out of all the Justice Leaguers, but at the same time, I would have much more appreciated it if they didn't have Batman in it at all, or at least after the beginning part, he wasn't in it at all, and we just followed the Justice League Dark.
Yeah, it would have been much better. But yeah, I mean, yeah, to your point, it's exactly right. It proves that you don't need to have Batman and the Justice League show up all the time or be in every single episode to kind of sell it. But then that being said, with Harley Quinn, because she's such a popular character outside of the usual Justice League people, she's almost on par with Joker in terms of popularity and comic selling. In fact, I think she sells almost as good as Batman when it comes to comics, believe it or not. And so this was a no-brainer. Yeah, go on.
I just, and also to your point on that, I mean, like in the Arkham series, like, when Harley Quinn kind of started taking over after Arkham City, spoilers for Arkham City, by the way, when Joker dies and Harley in that, in that DLC or extended or whatever that story was afterwards, I like the fact that Harley Quinn became the centerpiece of like the Joker gang. And I think she did a great job. Everyone's like, oh, she got beat in her first DLC or whatever. And it's like, yeah, Joker got beat every single time. Like, I mean,
yeah, exactly.
So it's like, I mean, what do you want? I'm very glad that I would actually much rather Harley Quinn be in the spotlight than Joker, because I think Joker gets too much. Joker is just too everywhere, and it drives me bonkers.
Yeah, it's too. Yeah, it would have been too much if it was Joker centric series. It might not have worked as well because it's like, okay, we've seen it, we've been there, we've done that. At least with Harley Quinn, it was something new and fresh. Even if it was Poison Ivy, even if it was a Psycho, something new and interesting within that universe, people would have been on board because it's something different, or for me, yeah, I absolutely loved Kaylee Cuoco's interpretation of a performance as Harley Quinn. It's my favorite one to date, believe it or not. I absolutely love it. I think she's perfect for the role. She'd even be perfect to portray her on the big screen because she's hot as fuck as well. So she'd be great, and she's batshit crazy in real life. So it's the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So
win.
Yeah, exactly. It's win. Whereas Margot Robbie, I don't know, the accent's just all over the place and it winds me up. But yeah, her performance was fantastic. I definitely think that's gonna solidify her now as a permanent Harley Quinn, maybe going forward. That being said, her co-star partner from Big Bang Theory, the blonde one, I don't watch the show, so I don't know her name. She's got a squeaky voice. Portrays Harley Quinn in the animated movies now, ever since the Bruce Timm one, Batman and Harley Quinn. So she's kind of taken the reins of that, and I liked her performance as well. She's been really good as Harley Quinn.
I thought the blonde one was this Harley Quinn.
Huh?
I thought the blonde one was this Harley Quinn.
Which blonde one? Yeah, there's two blonde ones in Big Bang Theory.
Oh God, I don't watch it. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, we don't watch it, but the main woman, I think her name was Penny. That's Kaylee Cuoco, plays that, and then one of the secondary characters, who's one of the main guys' girlfriend, also portrayed Harley Quinn as well. But yeah, then moving on to Joker, I think Alan Tudyk, I think his name was fantastic as Joker. Obviously, Mark Hamill is big boots to fill. And I think, given the premise of the show, it was it was a good jumping off point for Alan Tudyk to start with. If it was another setting, maybe a more somber, more serious, it might not have worked. But in this, I absolutely loved his portrayal. I think it was seamless, basically. If it doesn't stand out as something bad, then that's a good thing, kind of thing. So, what were your thoughts on Joker's portrayal?
I mean, Alan Tudyk is always great. I mean,
Oh, it's frozen.
yeah, I know. Sorry,
Nope.
I'm trying to upgrade my internet, people. I'm trying. It's not available yet in my area. I'm working on it. But Alan Tudyk, he's great. Like he can do like almost anything. He can do a stupid parrot in Aladdin. He can do, he can be a pilot in Firefly. He can be, Joker, as crazy as that is. I really honestly feel like, like Alan Tudyk is going to be like this generation's Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he is going to, I mean, he doesn't have obviously the Luke Skywalker role to fall back on, but he's going to be that voice actor that just everybody like loves and knows and just everything.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think sorry, go on.
Oh, I was just saying, but I totally believed his Joker. Again, as I said earlier, like it usually takes me a couple episodes to get into to get into a new voice actor into a role that I've only heard portrayed by a couple people. Now, Joker, I've heard by a couple other people in the past that I've liked, so it might have been easier. But I mean, Alan Tudyk just within the first episode, I mean, even his laugh. I was right on board with him within the first or second episode, even with the laugh, because the Joker's laugh is iconic. So it's
exactly.
He made it his own. And I mean, I thought he was portrayed very well as the Joker in this series. I mean, as a even the writing for him was just voice acting. The writing was great. He wasn't he was in a lot of the episodes, but he wasn't in every episode. He was only there in service of the plot and to Harley Quinn's character in those episodes. So I just really thought that, and I mean, it made sense that she was there a lot, or that he was there a lot, because, but hopefully moving forward, there'll be less and less of him, so Harley can stand out on her own. But I feel like the way they did it started the separation of Harley and Joker.
Yeah, hopefully they just stick him in like Arkham now going forward, and we don't deal with him as much. Though I don't mind him being in it. I don't want him to take center stage. That moves us on to Poison Ivy. Thoughts on Poison Ivy?
I thought she was great. I mean, it was a good portrayal of Poison Ivy. I like the fact that she's not evil. Like she is literally an eco-terrorist. And if you think about it, like, okay, let's say, and this is going to be me getting on my soapbox and being stupid, but let's say that the roles were reversed. Let's say that plants ruled the earth and we were, kind of like subservient or non-sentient to them. She feels their sentience just because they don't communicate the way we do. And this sounds really stupid, but I mean, like, I kind of get it, like she is someone who's trying to defend her people, and she is a sentient plant. She feels their pain. So it's like a lot of the moves in the show made sense. I mean, Poison Ivy I've never seen her as an evil character, but I think they portrayed her best in the show because, every now and then Poison Ivy get dragged into the whole, oh, I'm robbing a bank and I want money or yada yada. In this show, it just felt like she was doing things, A, because she loved Harley, whether you take that as platonic or not.
Yeah.
B, and she even said in the show that she loves Harley. I mean, it could just be a friendship thing. I mean, she's doing Kite Man, so who knows?
Exactly. You never know.
But then again, Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
Kite Man would love to be a part of that threesome.
No, I bet he fucking would. As he does in that show.
But I don't know. I mean, like, I love the way they portrayed her, not as this like villain. Like, if anything, I feel like in this show, like, Poison Ivy was portrayed more as an anti-hero. And they tried to portray Harley as an anti-hero in this show sometimes. And I know we'll talk about the very few down parts of this series that, in a little bit here. But, I mean, I just feel like this was a very accurate portrayal of what a real life, if we had these kind of people in real life, what a real life Poison Ivy would be like. She's just an eco-terrorist.
Yeah.
She's defending her people, which, crazy as it sounds, is plants.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I'm with you on that. I liked her portrayal. She played the more kind of straight character in this, the calm to the chaos, basically, but brought her own chaos when needed, like when breaking out of prison and all this kind of stuff. She's like, she had a great moments to shine. Lake Bell did a really good voice portrayal of her as well. Yeah, she was a fantastic character. Her relationship, like from everything of Harley Quinn from the comic books, and she's banging Kite Man. It's just fantastic. It's like the most random. It's like the Poison Ivy in the comic books would never go down that route, but the fact that she is, it just made it that much more sweeter, that much more better.
It was in service of the character, I felt, in the show,
Yeah, totally. So that being said, obviously those are the three main characters. So we move on to the next. Let's just go straight to Kite Man.
Kite Man.
Kite Man.
He reminds me of the Tick so much.
Go for it. Go.
Oh, I was just saying, he reminds me of the Tick so much. Like every time he's on screen and he talks, I'm like, oh my god, that's like a mix of Arthur and the Tick. Like if the Tick had Arthur's powers, like legit, like that is exactly what we had right there. And I think it was one of the greater characters in the show, only because he was just hilarious, and he was there for Poison Ivy, but he wasn't like overbearing. They didn't have to give him this like overbearing arc in the series. It was just like, yeah, she's like, yeah, I'm dating this dude. Or well, she was trying to hide it at first, but So I did feel like they didn't service him very much at the end. Service him. They didn't service the character very much at the end when when spoilers, Poison Ivy died, and he was just like, oh, I'm sleeping behind this rock. Like they could have done a little bit better with him, maybe raging out with Harley and both it would be amazing if, like, in the beginning of the season finale, if like Kite Man and Harley Quinn are just going bonkers and like breaking through that tower and everything like that. And like you see parts like Kite Man's like ripping his kite apart and using like the metal parts to, like stab people in the face.
Stabbing people, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. That would have been amazing.
Yeah.
I felt like, and I mean, we'll get into the season finale in a little bit, but I just, but the majority of the series, I just felt like Kite Man was a great. When I first saw him, I'm like, oh, this is so dumb, but okay, it works with the series. And then as he kept coming back, I'm like, oh my god, I love this character.
Mate, him in that bar mitzvah episode, just
fucking,
my god, it was so good. Which brings me on to the next best character in this, which was Bane.
Oh,
I fucking love Bane in this. Oh my god. You've met your mortal end, coffee shop. I would be your ruler.
Well, I love how they took the comic book Bane and they made him like, and they just took the movie, like the movie voice, and they just hammed it up. They're just like,
that's it. It was brilliant.
It was brilliant. I loved Bane. When it's got like situations where it's like, I kind of wish we had more, but then it might have been too much. And I'm like, I'm like right there on the fence about having more of Bane. I just hope we get to see more of him in season 2.
In season 2, give him maybe an episode to shine again, like they did in this one, where he fought against the coffee shop. That was fantastic. But yeah, too much of that is obviously because I think you need the Harley Quinn, because Harley Quinn's such a thoroughly entertaining character in this, with like her silliness. And people like Bane kind of come in and break it up with even more like hammed up silliness, and it's fucking fantastic. I love Bane again in the Bar Mitzvah episode, in the Legion of Doom episode, where he takes one of Harley's goons to attack the coffee shop.
I thought he took all of them.
Did he take all of them?
I think he took all of them, because remember they were relegated to the henchman floor or whatever.
That's right. Yeah. With Psycho, he's like, I don't fucking believe this. I stabbed an office right upstairs.
A full-fledged League member going down to the.
But Bane is he was superb. Next would be probably for me Clayface.
This is the best portrayal of Clayface ever. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, easily. Like this really thick, dumb fucking actor guy. He couldn't even keep a straight face when they were singing "Happy Birthday" to the Joker in the last episode. He just burst out, "Happy birthday to you!" It's like, you fucking idiot. or where they meet Zeus and then he's morphing into what his son's supposed to look like. I think that was like the third or fourth episode where they went to steal something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, thoughts on him?
I mean, look, Clayface has always my only interactions with Clayface have always been mostly animated series, like Batman the Animated Series. So I mean, if you're going that route, they did a great job in the animated series, and now they're going the comedy route. They just did a 100% bang up job on this character. I mean, like if you go into this thinking that that it's going to be serious at all, you're like, oh, I want my Clayface to be more serious, like the animated series. Well, then this is not the show for you because they did so perfect. Like he is like William Shatner if he was made of clay. Like it is amazing.
Yeah, totally agree. Oh shit, kicked my light there. Oh, yeah, totally agree. He was just fantastic. Next on the list, probably Psycho.
You can't.
Yeah, you can't. Which that later on I'll talk about that again. But yeah, he was great. Obviously, I love the fact his wife was like Giganta.
And he's like, so
that.
yeah.
They've got the weird emo son in the middle there. Fucking, it was a great character. Yeah, I don't know why it was good. I just enjoyed him.
Well, and I like the episodes where they went and I know you weren't a fan, but like the episode where they went into like Harley Quinn's psyche, and was it? Did they ever go? Who else is? Did they go into anyone else's psyche?
I think they went. No, they went once into Harley Quinn and into Poison Ivy's.
That's right.
Poison Ivy was captured.
Because I like how like Psycho got to shine in those episodes. Like they didn't shy away from it. Like they were just like he was the party leader of that episode because he was like he knows the human mind.
Yeah.
And I like how they did that. They're like, hey, I mean, you can do whatever, don't touch anything. Like
yeah, no, I mean like it's great that he got to shine in those. I'm not a fan of that genre of going into the subconscious. I don't know why. I didn't like it even in X-Men when they did it.
And I will agree with you. That is a very basic premise that really could have been left out. But at the same time, I think it was really, in my opinion, it was really well done and well written. I thought
it was needed more for Psycho to have his moments.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Because everyone kind of gets their moments. Even like King Shark, he gets his moments when he's hacking. Because I can't believe Harley Quinn is making me use my skills. I'm so happy. He bites the guy's head off.
Yes, that's one of my favorite moments. He just walks up, bites their heads off, and then he starts hacking. I'm like, this is amazing.
Oh my god. Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah. King Shark's really good in this. Frank the Plant, they're really good as well. Frank the Plant, I enjoy a lot. DB Smooth, I do like his stuff. And that very funny guy. But which brings us happily onto what we could do our top 5 favorite moments and then go from there. So again, I've already mentioned one, which was Bane versus the coffee shop. I just loved that whole episode. I thought it was just absolutely fantastic. Just Bane in his moments. I'm going to crush you and your schedule or something. He goes, oh, they must have changed the schedule. Fucking brilliant. So that's why one of my favorite moments. Jason, one of yours?
Mine are not in any particular order, but one of my favorite episodes was the Mr. Right episode where he had like Robin, but he sounds like a toddler, and he's like, and they're like, they're trying to make Harley's nemesis Robin, and it's Damian. I mean, that was a great, like, it was so stupid. I was like, and I hate Damian as Robin. Robin's one of my favorite characters. Like, Robin's one of my favorite characters, and like I just feel like I hate Damian as Robin. So it's like this episode was fantastic because like when I see Damian as Robin, that is like what I see. Like
that's it. That just annoying little pestilent fucking spoiled child. I hate Damian Wayne. I hate him. But in that episode, he was great. And it's just that little moment as well with Kite Man where he's in the pub and he's singing along to Trisha's song. And that made me laugh so much because it's such a small thing, like blink and you'll miss it. But it's just sitting there and like, miming along to the song. But that whole episode was, it was hilarious. It's the only time I've enjoyed Damian Wayne. For me, the next bit, we talked about already, which was when Psycho uses the word cunt, and then he does it again, and then he's thrown out of the Legion of Doom, and the Legion of Doom are sitting there going, "We feel that use of the word does not perfectly reflect our evil image. Therefore, we are kicking out. We have decided to get rid of it." And I'm like, "You're the most evil fuckers on the planet," but the word "cunt" is like, it's just, you don't cross that line. I lost my shit. That was so funny. Yeah. One for you.
One of my favorite. I mean, we've already talked about Bane, Kite Man. Like, I mean, I just kind of like the portrayal of those two characters was going to be one of mine. Just like the epic portrayal of those two. Like, Bane is always a character that I've always loved.
Yeah, you're breaking up. You're breaking up really badly, dude.
Am I back now?
Yeah.
Okay. Bane is always a character that I've always liked in the Arkham games and like the early ones, but like Arkham Origins. Like Bane has always been a character that I feel is very underserviced in everything but
you're breaking up again. You're breaking up again.
Books, and I felt like this show, even though he was kind of dumb.
No, stop. You're breaking up. You're breaking up. Nope. Can't hear you. You're gone. Let me message you. One sec. No.
I felt like they.
Oh, there we go. Hang on.
God, just.
Is it back? No, he's not back. Dude, make sure other Wi-Fi stuff is turned off in your house when you do the streams. That's what I do. Because right now I can't hear you at all. It's frozen. Yeah. He's gone. He's dead. They killed him. Goddamn Americans and their internet. Well, I'll put in one of my favorite moments for sure. And their internet. Oh, let me mute that. One of my favorite moments for sure was Jim Gordon. Jim Gordon's portrayal was great. It's always on the edge, like he's had enough, like he's about to collapse. He died from a heart attack kind of thing. He's back. There we go.
Dude, my internet is ridiculous. I can't even deal with it.
Make sure you've got other thing. If you've got anything else with Wi-Fi connected, turn it off before the stream.
I do. I don't have anything on right now, so
nothing else is connected. Wow, that's bad.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to upgrade my internet, and it's not available in my area yet. I'm in the middle of the city. Oh.
Yeah, it's crazy. Let's see, you're cutting out again.
All right. Where are we at?
Well, it doesn't really matter where we're at because you keep cutting out still. Have you got like an Ethernet cable to connect straight to your Wi-Fi, your router directly?
Yeah, but it's all the way across the house, so I gotta. All right, well, I'll figure it out from here. I'm gonna order like 100-foot Ethernet.
Yeah, that's
thing.
what I've got. Mine is 12 meters long. It goes all the way down.
I'm American. I don't do meters. I do.
Well, 12 meters will be about 40 feet, I think. Yeah, about 40 feet long. Yeah, 3 meters.
I'm American. You convert to me, even though the rest of the world does metric, but
Well, yeah. I mean, we gave the world imperial measures, yet we're still we use metric. We use both here in the UK. I just can't do ounces to save my life. I never grew up with ounces, so I don't know how to use fluid ounces at all. I just do
Look, I'm
grams
American,
and
and I still don't know how
milliliters.
to use fluid ounces.
Huh?
I grew up in America, and I still don't know how to use ounces well.
It's confusing as fuck. But you're right. Now that I've got you, what was your favorite moment?
Um, one of my favorites was Aquaman. Like when Aquaman was in the episode, and he was, that one episode. I love the fact that they just hammed him up so much in this episode.
Yeah. Yeah, they made him a proper douche.
Yeah, right.
Superman as well. I fucking loved. Like Mr.
Yeah, a lot of the
Perfect,
Justice
the way he
Leaguers,
comes in.
a lot of the Justice Leaguers, they fit in the show, and they didn't like force feed them to you. But it's just like,
Yeah.
even like the whole Lois and Superman scene, and I don't remember what episode that was, but they were just absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, they did a really good job with them hamming them up. They came across as a bit douchey as well, which was really good.
Well, I mean, it's the era of the boys.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. But I was saying, like, Jim Gordon being on the edge all the time was one of my favorite things.
It worked. Yeah, it definitely worked within the series.
Yeah, within the series, it was great. Like, one of my favorite moments of his is when he's just like, he's talking about his wife sleeping with somebody else. He's like, I can't blame her. Imagine staring into your lover's eyes as he pounds away at you, like with the look of nothing or some shit like that. I can't remember it correctly, but I just remember it being one of the absolute best lines in the show. I think it's the one where they kidnap Harley. So then, like, not kidnap Harley, they kidnap Poison Ivy. So Harley tries to get help from Batman and Jim Gordon. But yeah, Jim Gordon's portrayal is just fucking great. And when it's like, oh, he fucks bats and all this kind of stuff.
Is this where you fuck the bats?
Yeah.
Did we even talk about Batman when we were going through the characters? Because I mean, he
no,
was in
we'll
the
talk
show
about him in a little bit. Like, yeah. So yeah, next favorite moment for you?
I actually really, as I said, this is not any particular order, but I kind of like how they destroyed Gotham at the end, and it looks like season 2 is going to be the whole No Man's Land thing. Like, I kind of like that idea. Like when that happened, I'm like, I'm on board with this.
Yeah, it wasn't saving the day kind of thing. It was just like, well, everything's fucked now.
Let's go. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, totally. One for me was my last favorite bit was. I know you didn't like the episode, and I agree with you. That you don't cross the line kind of thing. But right at the end, where the guy's like, "Oh, finally, it's over. I can rest at peace, knowing that my family's well." And then she spears him through the fucking
Queen of Fables.
And they're like, "That's it. Let's get this fucking crazy woman out of here." But that bit. Oh my god, that's the funniest moment for me. I cut that and I edited it. I put it up on YouTube, not YouTube. I put it up on Facebook for everyone to see. Just it was such a great moment because it literally just came out of nowhere. You think, oh, it's sweet, he can rest at peace, and then he's just like, no, we're gonna kill him.
Well, no, he definitely rests in peace at that point. I mean,
yeah,
there's no coming back from that.
Yeah, any other favorite moments for you?
No, I mean, just a lot of the first episode I thought was really well handled. I'm glad they kind of went the route of, like they showed us the spiral. Like it didn't just say 6 months later and then Harley's like this, independent woman. It's like, no, we saw the spiral like down and then, where she came back up at the very end. And I mean, she got the crap. Like they never shied away from showing Harley get the crap beat out of her. She got the crap beat out of her in the Joker's hideout, but she pushed through it and beat them all. So that was another one of my favorite moments. As I said, no particular order. But that's the end of my list.
Yeah, that's mine as well. I thought it was really good. Well, of course, now we've got back onto the characters, which was Batman. It was all right in this. Nothing special for me. Just the standard, just that extra kind of brooding, like Batman from the Batman the animated series kind of thing.
No, but I don't even know because didn't he? I love the episode where Batman came, like that Mr. Right episode where Batman came in with like the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and he's like, "Here, I made you a sandwich," and then the Robin's like, "You didn't make that. Alfred made it." Yes, but I told him to make it.
Yeah, to be fair, that was oh, it was great.
And then like just like him and Jim Gordon. As I said, it was very like Jim Gordon. I wasn't a huge fan of his portrayal only because, again, I'm very stuck on my old characters. I like that rock solid Jim Gordon with that moral compass of like never say die. But I mean, like the interactions between Batman and Gordon were also just super hilarious. Like, Jim Gordon's always trying to invite Batman to go like to parties and stuff like that or football games, and he's like, nah, no, I don't do that. It's just like it just was so freaking funny. Like I just
Yeah, I totally agree. It was just, yeah, Jim Gordon always trying to be Batman's friend. Batman's like, no, let's just keep it professional, blah blah blah. But yeah, that's pretty much it, really. That's how I'll look into Harley Quinn season 1. I thought it was a fantastic ride throughout. Yeah,
we only have to wait till April to get season 2.
So and we don't have to wait long till season 2. Just April, just 2 months away. Fuck me, only 2 months. That's insane.
Well,
I'm really looking forward to that. I'm hoping Young Justice season 4 comes soon, or part 2, or I think they did part 2 already.
And Young Justice season 3 is over. They're working on season 4 right now. I think honestly, what happened with and we were talking about this off stream. I think what happened is Harley Quinn, like, because Young Justice was 23, season 3 was 23 episodes long.
Yeah.
So I think that what happened is they're kind of doing a mid-season break, but they're just calling it season 2 because the story is complete. Like the story was complete, so they're just like, well, let's just end the season here. We'll give it a couple months. But I think they had always been working on the second half of the season the whole time.
Yeah, so more than likely.
Yeah, so I just think because I thought it was weird that Harley only got 13 episodes when Young Justice got 23. So that's why
it's a first season. So with first seasons, you always kind of test the waters. But it's had a very good response so far. In the UK, it's on a cable channel on the E4 as well. So it's getting some
really
from there. Yeah, you can actually watch it legally. It's a miracle. And that's I still watch it. I still download it. But I wanted it on Netflix. They got that fucking Teen Titans is on Netflix. Doom Patrol's on Stars. It's a mess over here in the UK. Like Harley Quinn's on E4. I expected it all to be on Netflix. So that's the only frustrating thing with being in the UK. But honestly, like if I was in the States, I would definitely have the DC Universe subscription. It's not even a question. With Harley Quinn, Young Justice, right? Teen Titans sucks balls, but Doom Patrol's great. They're working on other animated stuff coming. So
they're working on Doom Patrol season 2 right now. I've seen set footage, so they're definitely working on it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sure that's due out this year as well, so not too long for that. So yeah, props to Harley Quinn. It's a great show. Highly recommend it. And come back in June when we'll be doing our season 2 review of the show. But that's it from me. Jason, you got anything else to add?
Nope.
All right, that's it. We are done. Thank you all very much for joining us. And see you for the normal weekend live streams that we do with the other two douchebags. Bye.